Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning into PT World. You're obviously watching World this morning alongside Shazad Khan and Maha Makhdoom, and it is indeed a brand new show once again. Hello, Maha.
Hello, Shazad. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to the show, Shazad said, and welcome to our new set. We've been trying to get new things out for you. We've been trying to give you new music, new social issues, new technologies, and now finally we've modified ourselves as well.
Exactly.
After quite a while.
Yeah, and it took us quite a lot to go through as well. And thank you very much to all of those people who actually made it possible for us.
Yes, and we do it for you guys.
So that we can progress in such a way where everybody loves it. And that's how life should be, that, everybody should love it.
Yeah.
And since it's a new couch, so I'm just adjusting to it, whether to sit
Okay.
like this. And you guys can definitely send your feedback on that as well, that, if you'll sit probably in this posture, that'll be the best. But ladies and gentlemen, we are excited, and we know that you are too.
Yeah, exactly. And for once, I'm actually comfortable on the sofa, and I'm feeling so good because the last sofa was destroying my back. It really
it's
was.
perfectly all right, but I just wanted to take a look at the monitor.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
I look
Okay,
fine.
so today, we've got a fantastic show for you. We've also got something very universal.
Yes.
As you know, we've always tried to promote Pakistani music, and we have, luckily launched a lot of new faces who are doing wonderful within Pakistan, across the borders. And, I'm going to be arrogant enough to say that I feel really proud of that fact, because
So, ladies and gentlemen,
people didn't give them that space,
Yeah.
and we have been trying to, and that's with the head of our channel. She's always helped promote it. But that's the thing with music. It is a general melody of sounds. It is something that unifies the mind and the soul.
So-
It is, and it's something that even language cannot act as a barrier, because lately I've been listening to French music,
yeah.
German music, and now Native American music.
That's quite
so,
right.
and it all reaches me, it gets to my soul, and it's really good.
Well, and I've got a complete description of that as well when it gets to your soul as well,
Yes.
because music, in my words, and what I believe is the epitome of life. And then when you have to actually pick up in between different genres where there's a different paradigm, and whatever your soul is satisfied with, that's what you will always listen to. And ladies and gentlemen, quite a lot of people say that, they cannot really bear with hard rock, but what we have today over here in the studios for you guys is something which is relevant to hard rock, but then at the same time, they're making us proud as well.
Heavy
They're-
metal, hard rock. I'm
Yeah.
really bad with genres, so I'm going to also ask them to clarify all these things. But, that's the one thing. It doesn't matter what type of music it is. If you're feeling a certain emotion, it can, really appeal to you. Sometimes I listen to heavy metal because, you need to get the anger and the rage out.
Oh, well, I cannot say much about that, but ladies and gentlemen, all we can do is that we can probably have heavy metal
Yes.
in an acoustic version. That's what we have done today, because,
We're
we're not
trying.
going to plug in their guitars, so it's going to be a very soft and a very melodious morning for you.
They're
So
looking
let's-
at each other like,
Oh, are we really doing this? But yeah, we are doing this, ladies and gentlemen. They've made us all proud. They've been all over the world as well. But I think it's
I'm
about
gonna introduce
time,
them? Yes,
that we
okay.
introduce them to you. And ladies and gentlemen, these young boys are...
They are Black Hour. They formed in 2007, finalized their lineup in 2009. This is all information research that I've done. And they released their first album in 2011 called Age of War. Their second album was released in 2016 called Sins Remain. So we're going to introduce all the band members and the band manager. Welcome to the show, guys. So we've been joined by band manager Hassan Ahmed. Good morning, Assalamu alaikum.
Good morning.
And welcome to our new set.
Wake up!
Exciting times. Wake up. Besides Hassan, we've been joined by Dai Mahmood, who is the drummer for Black Hour. Assalamu alaikum.
And you can even feel that, because he's just sitting like that, and whenever you sit on the drummer's bench, you just have to sit like that, because
Keep your
there's
back
no
straight,
backrest.
Yeah, back
Exactly.
straight. Excellent. Great
Welcome to
posture.
the show.
Thank you.
Besides Dai, we've been joined by Salman Afzal. He is the bassist. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
How
Besides,
are you?
Good.
You're so cute.
Besides Salman, we've been joined by Hashim Mahmood, who's on the guitars.
Good
Assalamu alaikum.
morning.
Welcome back.
Good
Assalamu
morning,
alaikum. Yes,
good
nice to be
morning.
back.
Besides Hashim, we've been joined by Tayyib Rahman, who's on vocals. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Okay, guys, so we need you to wake up. We've
Yeah.
got a lot of questions, a lot of
Such
things to
amazing young pretty boys, huh?
ask. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with you, Hassan. Since you were last on the show, we gave a bit of background, but tell us a bit again about how you guys formed for all those new viewers today.
All right, so Black Hour, I guess when I joined Black Hour was back in 2012.
Yes.
But before that, at least what Hashim tells me, because he and Dai Mahmood, they're the founding members of the band. and literally they started out as a college band, and it was supposed to be just a bunch of friends who recently learned how to play guitar,
Alright.
getting together and then enjoying themselves. Later, I guess Hashim had this dream of because he was inspired from a lot of Iron Maiden concerts, so he had this dream of playing in front of those sea of audiences, and that's when he decided to take this band thing really seriously.
Yeah.
And I think they met Tayyab Rahman, who's like literally the soul of the band, because his vocals have literally gotten us
Obviously,
amazing reviews.
It's just the basis whom people do not count a band member.
Oh, that's hard. They always get the swag, huh?
Just kidding, though. Just kidding. Yeah.
Okay, so right now moving on, Dime, when you guys formed, did you know you were going down the heavy metal?
We had no idea. We honestly started as a college band. We had no idea where we were going. My Hashim, he was very into music. He'd come home, start practicing for 24 hours, then come out of the room, and we'd do that. And then eventually, we started realizing that this was something we wanted to do.
Okay.
So then, did you guys pass college because you were playing music for 24 hours?
We'll talk about that on another
So
show.
somewhere in between,
Skimming.
yeah, kind of.
Okay, now because we know that Hashim is into Iron Maiden and
Yeah.
all these bands, what was your inspiration?
Oh, I started off with the really heavy end. I started off with Slipknot and Metallica,
Okay.
all these bands. Yeah.
Metallica. You can't even say it properly. Like you have to
Exactly.
elongate the A.
Metallica, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but then moving on, what I wanted to ask was that, it is quite a lot of times it is very difficult to find people who love the same genre you do.
That's true.
Now, for everybody else who was a part of the band later on, how did you guys, went out and, look for them that, this is what we are doing. Do you guys love the idea? So I think I'll probably move on to you first and then we'll move on. So when they came up to you or you went to them?
Well, it was sort of a. They came up to me
Okay.
to really shorten the story. It was back in the university days. I really I've been really into cartoon music. Those
Okay.
intros, SWAT Cats, Thundercats, and
Wow.
those. So
Excellent.
I always wanted to make jingles and whatnot. And the band had quite the similar feel in their songs, so I just joined the band.
So it's like cartoon music. Come on. What's your band
Jingles,
member
that's
saying?
brilliant.
music.
That's so unique. I've never
Yeah.
actually heard someone say they want to make jingles and stuff. That's fantastic. So do you do that on the side?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
But the only problem is that we do not make cartoons over here. That's what the
Yes.
problem is. So I
We
think
do
you'll probably,
now. We are animated.
I think one or two.
Should
Yeah,
have-
Burka Avengers,
And there's some more coming up. We've had them on
more
the
coming
show.
up.
Yes.
But since when he's been playing, man?
Okay. So yeah,
Since
how
when
long-
are yeah,
I think it's been 5 years.
okay.
5 years, yeah. So you're almost there.
Yes.
Yeah, keep on holding to that, and one day, inshallah, why not? Yeah. So founding member.
Yeah, now that two of my members have totally destroyed the description of the band, I'll move on to the real deal. It's just, it's right. We started off way back. I don't even remember as such now, but it's been a good journey ever since. Having Salman and Daim and even Tayyab now, it's like, as far as, you said, finding the right people who are into this sort of music. We have our own, I guess, way of manipulating and forcing people to doing something that we want to do. So it kind of works out for us.
Fantastic. Okay, now the influences that you have
Yeah.
with the music, like Shahzad said, you've had different lineups. It took you a few years to get your final lineup before you released your first album. But why did you struggle? Was it because of the genre type of music you wanted to play? Was it because of personalities? Was it the ability? What were you lacking?
I think most people have difficulty working with me.
Okay, so you're the difficult one.
Yeah.
I'll second
Yeah.
that.
He's
I
already
think they all
forgotten.
second
He's
that.
already forgotten that, it's a long story, but, I cannot tell you. But other than that, let's just move on to Tayyab over here.
Yeah.
Now, Tayyab, I'll name 5 musicians, and you have to rank them out of 10, okay? Are you ready for this? Yes. So we'll come back to the drill, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
okay, first of
I'll
all,
bring it back
You
in a
you
bit.
have to rank them on the basis of how good of a singer they are. All right, and you're going to do it yourself.
per my opinion.
Yeah, as per your opinion, obviously, because we do not want ourselves to get killed or probably people abusing us on the streets. Oh, you said that to
Okay.
them.
Maybe
So
I'll
much
get
fun.
ahead
Okay.
from the wink here.
First one is Farhan Gohar.
Farhan,
Gohar.
sorry, I don't know that guy.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right.
Pick popular people.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's popular. He's from Jal, but it's all right.
Oh, Gohar Mumtaz.
Yeah.
His name is Gohar Mumtaz.
So it's Farhan Gohar as well. He used
Farhan
to be.
Saeed is.
Yes.
Okay,
It's all right.
let's continue,
Okay,
guys.
let's continue.
Come on.
That would be biased because I'm not into his music, so I would rank him 6.
Okay,
7.
6. All right, then moving on, we have got Atif Aslam.
Atif Aslam, I would rank him 8.
Okay, Falak
8.
Shabir,
Falak. 7.
Come on.
7.
7. Numan Javed,
5.
Rahat Fateh Ali Khan,
9.
9. Man, brilliant.
Excellent.
You guys did a
I
great
was
job.
waiting for Ali Azmat. Come on, I wanted to give him 10 out of 10.
He's already
Is
10
that
out
it?
of 10.
Is that,
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
serious? Okay, anyway, okay, I'm moving on. Okay, now tell me, Tayyip, how did you join the band? How did you get into singing? Because heavy metal is you need a specific kind of voice and style.
Well,
Exactly like this.
My journey started way before I joined the band. I used to be very motivated and I was devoted to music in my own way. I had the stamina of listening to music hours and hours locked up in my room. I didn't want to share that part of my journey with anyone else. I remember times when I locked myself in a closet so my parents wouldn't be able to hear me, and I tried to sing as much as I can.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to practice guitars. I actually wanted to be a guitarist one time back in time. So
You
I
should
was
actually thank God now.
yeah,
You are a vocalist.
I would have been a huge guitarist
Yeah.
according
Okay.
to my
So,
height.
who inspired you? Which singers inspired you?
Well, I've been into many kinds of music. Like I used to listen to rap at times, and to rock, to metal, different genres, different music. I just liked good music, mostly rock, because I was into the guitar solos, and I used to love those songs. I used to be into Bon Jovi at one time.
Oh, really?
Everybody's
Bon
been
Jovi.
into Bon Jovi.
Excellent.
Still.
No, mostly the people, they usually listen to 2 or 3 mainstream songs of his. I had the whole collection of 100 songs of him.
That's what
And-
makes you a vocalist, and that's what makes me a host as well. All right. So I think what we need to do is, ladies and gentlemen, for all our viewers who are out there, they actually want you guys to be playing by now. Enough of talking, and then we'll continue with the conversation as
Yes,
well.
because I have lots of
So
questions.
you can
for
pick up your
guys.
guitar just like that. It's all right. We do not have to go for a short
Can
break.
you reach it though?
Yeah, he will reach
I
it.
guess I
Don't
can.
worry, he's got such a tall guy sitting right next to him. And yes,
Yeah, thank you.
there it is. So what are we guys doing? So you're a
Not sure
guitarist
on knocking
too?
on heaven's door.
That's what he was saying. If you let him finish.
Wow.
Okay,
So
we'll
what are
start.
we, a big guitarist?
Yeah, we'll start off with the Good Morning song. It's from Guns N' Roses, called "Knocking on Heaven's Door."
All right.
Check it out. Just need to make sure if it's tuned. Yeah.
It is. Guys are prepared.
Mama, take this badge from me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting too dark to see. Well, I can see myself. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, 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 yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Ooh, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, yeah.
I'm gonna try.
That was so short. You have such a beautiful voice. Like you could have kept going.
Not
kept
that-
Carry on,
going,
carry
going.
on,
It was
yeah.
wonderful.
Not
He's-
actually hitting my higher pitch because it's just
You
morning
should,
for me.
you should. It's
No,
all
but
right.
My
that was-
throat is all raspy.
No,
in the
that was
morning.
wonderful.
Keep it a
really.
bit lower.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, it was perfect. I enjoyed
just a
it.
bit of
About
gas.
it and
Man.
then
Come on.
decide.
We'll get more energy out of you guys later. But I want to move on to Dime because you weren't here last time when we had this conversation. How did you? Because I used to learn how to play drums.
Okay.
I don't say
Really?
I can. Yes, I used to have lessons for a year. But that
I'm
story
still learning
ended
about
there.
Maha, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the story ended there.
All right.
So how did you get into drumming? And because that's a very different type of instrument, because most people want to do guitarist or singer.
Yeah.
But who were your inspirations?
Okay, so I started off with my aunt gifting me a plastic drum kit. It was, I think it was this big. That was it. It was this big and I was this small.
Did you online it order?
No, no,
did you
no.
order it
She
online?
just brought it for me and she was like,
Because that
"Here you
happened
go."
to me once as well.
You ordered a kit online?
I ordered a kit online for somebody.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a birthday gift. And I thought that it's going to be this big, but when it came, it was just this big. So
Okay, great. Okay, well done.
that's what happened.
Okay,
So-
so you started when you were young.
Exactly. I started when I was 12, I think. Yeah, exactly. I started when I was 12 and I used to play on that. And most people don't know this, but Hashim is my brother. So he used to have a piano back then.
Thank you.
And we used to play this game called Concert,
Okay.
where we'd pretend like we were playing for millions of people. It'd be just us. We'd be sitting on our bed, and there'd be like a small depression, and we'd pretend
Yeah.
there were people over there.
Okay.
And then we'd just
Yeah, we used to be losers.
No, you're born entertainers.
we were born into
Born
that's a better word.
Come on.
Yeah.
So we played the weirdest songs. I remember we used to cover Titanic. I have no idea why. From that we shifted to this. I have no idea how.
No, but it's evolution. That's what happens.
We
You,
can
you
call it
have to
that.
change to survive.
So whatever
right?
you guys have been watching or seeing,
Exactly.
that was something which had
Okay.
an impact on you.
That's our
Okay, but who are your drummers that you really look up to?
In the start, it was Joey Jorgensen all
I
the
knew
way.
you were gonna say that,
It was
yeah.
in the start.
Yeah.
Then I realized there was just too much double bass for me. Then I started shifting into more technical areas like polyrhythmic areas.
Okay.
That's when I discovered animals as leaders in periphery.
Yeah.
So I started looking to Matt Garska and Matt Halpern.
Okay.
And then those guys just became my inspiration. And
Did
now
you-
they're my
did you
current
found
inspiration.
somebody in Pakistan as well?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ahad Niani. He's a very good drummer.
Excellent.
So, and Gumby, obviously. I mean, he's there as well. Yeah. These
Wonderful.
are drummers that I
Tavish
love.
played. I think.
Oh, Tavish is a really good friend of mine. I call him Bhai. He's
yeah.
that good. Yeah.
All right, Tavish, we're remembering you as a drummer as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Even though
excellent.
you're an engineer, but it's all right.
Okay, now moving on to Salman. I'm sorry, there's so many names. I'm sorry. Salman, how did you get into bass? Because like Shahzad said, like a lot of people, bassists get the toughest time, I feel.
Well, me and Tayyab are brothers, so we used to play a game called
So it's
Guitar
a-
Hero.
Now I know how you
Brother
guys
band.
are still together. Yes.
Brother,
So
brother.
yes, we used to play Guitar Hero, and since he was player number 1, he'd always get the guitar, and I was player number 2, so I always ended up with the bass.
Come on, man.
So
That's pretty
basically
hilarious.
that's how it all started. And
Guitar Hero, wonderful. Okay. Harris
Hero 1,
games
Hero
do
2.
lead to something. Yes, go on.
Yeah. So then whenever you were there on the stage with the bass guitar, how would you feel? Still a band member?
not that.
Okay, and in regards to your inspiration as a bassist, who did you look up to?
Flea, there was a time when I really listened to Red Hot Chili Peppers a lot, and I covered a lot of their songs. Then I started listening to not so many songs of theirs, but like Stu Ham
Okay.
and Victor Wooten.
Okay.
I really got into that slap and funk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's really cool.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can do that too.
Yes.
Okay, you're a band member now.
You're so neat, Shahzad.
Just like that. Come on, he knows it. He's actually the brother of the vocalist. Imagine if they are on strike, the band game over. But moving on to the band manager over here now. Now the practices of a band manager over here in Pakistan are very different. He needs to be friends with most of the clients as well. But you do not seem like waking up early in the morning as well. How
You
do
need to
cope
wake up, Hassan.
How do you cope up with that? And then how do you plan on marketing your band as well? Because there are very egoistic issues within our own society, and people do not tend to subject to them as well. So how do you overcome them?
See, when I joined Black Art, basically I joined Black Art when I was in London. I watched this concert by Opeth, and when I met them backstage, I met Opeth backstage. They only knew about Black Art from Pakistan.
Wow.
So then and there I decided I had to be a part of the band. So I did not know what I was going to be. but I knew I had to be a part of it. So when I came back in 2012 from London, I literally approached these guys and I was like, all right, so you are known by Opeth, so how do I get to be a part of your band? So they're like, you know, we're completely filled up in terms of members. I was like, all right, how about I manage your band? So I'm currently doing chartered accountancy, so you know it sort of goes with that as well. So I'm
How does it go with that?
So once you guys are super, like, you know,
it
like
does.
hitting the top.
It's numbers. It's
Okay.
numbers. Like so.
It's frets.
Okay, so no, this is the business aspect
the,
of
the
it all,
business
right?
aspect of it. So my idea was to basically make sure that the band gets its own music space while I handle the promotional stuff. So promotional stuff, it's more about friends, like, you know, already a social group that I am aware of, and then from that, developing on that,
Building.
meeting new people and stuff like that. We managed to secure for our second album a record deal from India. So our second album was released through an Indian record label, and we intend to release the third album probably.
And how
through
was
a-
the feedback?
It was amazing. In fact, the guy, the
Because your
bassist,
first album
he was the one who came up with the concept of the album, like the title song of the album, Since Remain. It's the only heavy metal song from Asia that includes rhubarb in it.
Excellent.
So, and he came up with the idea for that.
Well
so,
done.
As much as of a silent member he is, he's done a lot for the band.
You guys, what is going on? I'm really sorry about this,
Sorry.
Salman. I value.
I'm used to it.
Now, okay, now I feel like we should have a show on the importance of a bass and a bassist in a song, in the music. I want to ask Hashim now, you know, because your first album, it went international, you guys did really well. Now with your second album and obviously the growth of the music scene, even within Islamabad this year, how have you seen the feedback from your fans all over?
Obviously it has sort of grown because what I really love is that every time we meet a fan or a friend, they know that we've been there for quite some time. You know, they appreciate the years and effort we've put in, and it's a reminder to us also that wow, we've been doing this for so long. And obviously after the first album, you know, there were a few fans, and then after the second there are more, and we're aiming for the third one also. So you know, it's just about making music at the end of the day, because to me it's not you know how much numbers we're getting or how much money we're making,
Brilliant.
because we're making a lot of money. You know, we're very, very rich right now. I swear. That's why
That's
we
why
have a
your
song.
manager's
Yeah,
happy.
he's counting numbers all the time.
Yeah.
So we're not worried about the money. See,
That's great.
yeah.
But then at the same time, what about your families? What do they say? That, you know, brothers and then again brothers.
Let's so we'll start with Hashim and then we'll move on to Tayyib.
Well, jokes apart, I think family has been the most supportive.
And they feel that
and yeah.
both of you are daughters, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we had
Because
to get
that's
them
what I used to get back in the day when I had
Yeah,
long
I
hair.
know the
Ah.
cliche. Yeah, is it
Shit,
woman
I
or
was just
man?
judged because he wants long hair again. He's going to turn up in a couple of months with
Well,
hair
my
down to
boss
here.
actually doesn't allow me to have that, but otherwise, I
Thank
cannot even have
goodness.
that
No.
because the boss is up there.
Yeah. No, thank goodness. But no, Tayyib, how did your family react to you guys joining this band and taking it so seriously and committing to it?
As long as we were cooperating with them in terms of studies, because all of us are like, I'm an engineer, I've done my master's, he has done his in engineering. All of us are almost engineers, except Daim is currently doing his studies. So they were okay with us giving our time to music as long as we were covering up for studies as well and looking up for a better future. Because that's the problem people generally have here. They put all their resources in their music, and once they don't get something back from it, they're nowhere.
Okay, so you guys have been together for more than 6 and 7 years now. I think it's going to be a decade in another year. But then at the same time, we have seen within Pakistan that whenever bands emerged, and you know they were massive hits as well. Eventually, after their success and then you know 1 or 2 albums, they depart their ways. Now, how do you guys plan on sticking together to each other? And then who's that binding force? Who's that spinal cord of the band?
Blood ties is what the binding
No, but
force
then it's
is.
2 brothers and 2 brothers. We do not want you guys to stand against each other, obviously. But then, how do you guys, what is the strategy? How do you guys make sure that, we do not have any hurdles in between, and then we express each other whatever the problem is or the issues are?
Because working with family is probably the toughest
Whoever
thing.
wants to pick up on this.
Yeah, so we'll start with Salman. Because Salman and I are really like open and like really, I like it. So what about you, Salman? Answer that question. Your question, Shazad.
Yeah. Who's the backbone of the band? Who keeps
How do you
everyone
keep it together?
Well, each member plays its part. It's not like anyone's overstepping their bounds. They all know I know what my job is, Daim knows what his job is, Hassan knows what his job is. So we basically, as long as we're not interfering on each other's stuff.
But then eventually when you play
there's a-
together, and then when you guys are together for the most of the time, there's somebody who says that I want to eat a naan, and the other person says you paying today.
Oh no,
Hashim.
we
Actually,
just,
we have that
all
member.
Wait, one at a time, one at a time. We'll start with Hashim and then we'll come to
yeah.
Salman.
We have that member. Unfortunately, he's not present here right now. So that's how we handle it.
The guy who eats nothing but chicken.
Okay, Salman, yes. You
I was about to say the same thing.
okay,
We have a band member that only eats chicken.
okay.
So it's already decided, so no one wants a naan. And
And we
So
always,
it's always chicken.
yes.
we always compromise.
You always come around.
Friendly guys.
Okay, well, that's what I'm asking because, obviously with the family ties and then with also the career, because this is your career as well, this is also a passion. So there's multiple factors coming into it. How do you keep the peace? Because I'm not going to lie, and I don't know if I should admit it, but I do fight with my siblings. It's natural to fight with, I fight with my friends because after a point, you get fed up and you guys travel together at times when you're touring, you live together, you make music together in the studio. So let me ask you, Tayyib, how do you find that? Because being the elder ones as well, I can
Yeah.
kind of see the psychological hierarchy here.
Well, in terms of getting fed up, I think it has more to do with reaching that saturation level in your music and the way your band works. As long as you're interested in music and you're having fun with what you're doing, it keeps you guys together. Mostly when you have a same routine over the years, like we don't get those tours that the bands that we used to follow in our childhood. They used to tour for like an year,
Yeah, they used
all
to have their
around
own
states,
planes.
all around Europe. So
Soon,
that
guys,
must
soon.
get very
Inshallah.
tiring for them, and I think they put up a lot of things.
No, but I think the
But-
responsibility lies upon the shoulders of the band manager as well. So how many times do you face difficulty in satisfying each one of the band members?
I think even this morning,
Yeah,
Daim called
let's
me
talk
up.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah,
that.
what
Yeah,
happened
let's
this
talk
morning?
about that.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
See,
Hashim's like, please, guys.
No, I'm sitting right next to him, so I'm just gonna scoot over.
Okay, yes, tell us.
So, I know more about Hashim and Daim because they're within Pindi. Tayyib and Salman, by the way, are from WA. So they literally have to come all the way
We
from
travel a
WA.
lot for music.
Wow, you travel a lot. Okay.
So, like this morning, Daim called me up. He's like, I'm having some car troubles, so I might be a little late. I'm like, all right, sure. I'm with Hashim, so here, talk to Hashim. He might sort it out. And Hashim just goes on all big brother on him. You should have told me earlier you have car problems. You should have done this.
Because
Could
that
have picked
fixes
you
my
up.
car.
Okay.
So literally, there are tensions, but then again, the beautiful thing about all of these members is that they don't really get anything else come in the way when they're making music. So
Excellent.
even if they've had a
You're
fight,
saving your job, bro. It's all right. No, you'll still get to be the band member.
Yeah.
So the good thing is that literally when it comes to music, even after having a fight or something like that, they would not compromise on the music because at the end of the day, at least from what I've observed, each one of them has the same goal that they want to see the band grow.
Okay. Now, picking up on this growth, as I've mentioned, that within Islamabad we've seen a lot more gigs being performed in cafes. Lots of people are responding to it. I want to ask you, Hashim, because last time you were here as well, we were discussing this. How would you like to see now the industry within Islamabad and the artists within Islamabad play their part in the growth of the music scene? So that you guys can, put aside the degrees, leave that in the past and go touring and do these things.
Actually, there are like a lot of factors involved. I strongly believe there aren't many record labels supporting music. EMI has stepped up currently, and it's a label that we're looking forward to working with. Still a secret, let's see. But the thing is that if there are labels and publicists and people who are working to promote your music, then obviously it's going to reach to a masses, people that you yourself cannot do. I mean, you can go on Facebook, YouTube, stay there for 24 hours and keep sharing and sharing and sharing till a friend starts saying stop spamming. You know, you eventually lose that charm and you're like, okay, fine, I won't do that. You know, and you know, you need to have people who actually can put money on you. That is what exactly happens abroad, you know.
Exactly. There are companies who invest on you.
Yeah, they invest, and similarly then follows tours and concerts and whatnot. And if you ever notice, I'm sure you have, bands that come out with albums or new bands even, when they're touring, there are certain areas where they get like 1,000 people, 10,000 people, and there's some places where they only get 50 people.
Yeah.
And the same thing has happened with big bands like Metallica even.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, they continue roaming around the country, you know, one city to another, to another, to another. So that helps you build a fan base, because otherwise, without live music, I highly doubt that, you know, you can actually have a good fan.
But
or
we've
someone
got quite
to
a lot of
follow.
-1 singers these days as well, but it's perfectly alright.
What does that
We're
mean?
going to. That means that they're going to play a CD and sing
Oh.
live.
Okay.
And that's live music for them. But then, ladies and gentlemen, before we, you know, run out of time, guys,
That's so
I
many
think
questions. We need more
need
music,
to we
yeah.
need more music now.
Do we have
The
another one?
adrenaline rush is actually getting
Sure,
down a bit.
sure.
All right,
Definitely.
and please make sure that you know whatever tone it is,
And
go
don't-
after it.
And don't like keep it too short.
Okay.
Taking advantage of this position to me.
Well, it has been some time while I've touched this, because I've recently become a father.
Oh,
I was
congratulations.
devoting all my
Congratulations.
time to my son.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, this one's called Nutshell. This is by Alice in Chains. We chase misprinted lies. We face the path of time, and yet I fight. And yet I fight this battle all alone. No one to cry to, no place to call home. My gift of self is raised. My privacy is rare, and yet I find, repeating in my head, if I can be my own, I'd feel better dead.
Brilliant.
Wonderful. You have a wonderful voice.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now because we have, we're running out of time, so I'd like to get final words from you guys. What would you like to see happening for 2016?
Yeah.
What are your hopes and desires for?
How can people follow you?
Yeah.
How can your fans actually reach
So
out to you?
Hassan,
Right, so for the fans to reach out to us, you can simply search us on Facebook. It's Black Art Official.
Okay,
So-
that's why I had difficulty finding it. I
Black
forgot
card.
the
Looking for
official
black
big guy.
Yeah, we're official.
Yeah, the
We're legit.
official one. Yeah, okay.
So, in terms of what I would want for the music scene to happen within 2016 and obviously 2017, because time's really passing by, is probably more live concerts and people really going out to support the live music rather than just watching videos and stuff like that.
And I think that's what needs to be done as
Wonderful.
well. But thank you very
so
much.
much for your
Amazing
time.
people.
Good luck
Thank you
with
so
the
much.
album.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it gets even more and more like successful.
And be good with your siblings, all right?
Yeah, be nice to them. That's so sweet.
That's the easy one. You two to you two.
Yeah.
All right.
I know what all the siblings are like.
Yeah. But thank you very much for coming over.
Thank you
and
so much
for
for
having
having
us,
us.
ladies and gentlemen.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I just have one thing to say
Sure.
before we wrap it up, is that, at the end of the day, you have to pay for quality, right? We spend 10,000, 12,000 on clothes, dinners, all these things. But when you're buying music or you're going to see live music, 1,000 or 500 rupees isn't going to break your bank. So give that money, you're going to pay, you're going to be entertained, and you're going to feel really good.
Yeah. Get rid of that mindset where you
Yes.
think that,
Should be
for a
free.
concert, who's paying? We'll just probably climb over the wall.
No.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, I belong to the same decade where we used to think the same thing. And please don't do that,
No,
because
don't.
now I get to host it. So, and you guys are still out of the wall or probably out of the boundary. But please make sure that you support local
Seriously.
music, local artists, and if you're going to support them, you never know what wonders they're going to bring to life.
Exactly. So with that, do log on to our Facebook fan page.
Which is with the name of Walt this morning, and do let us know how was our new set, new
Exact-
couches. I'm
exactly.
getting married again.
And our Facebook fan page.
Which is with the name of Walt this morning.
And our Daily Motion and YouTube page.
Walt this morning once again.
And the repeaters at?
5 past midnight, ladies and gentlemen.
Have-
One,
Wait. Have a wonderful day.
1, 2, 3.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Thank you.
When you actually initiate a project with a client, there is a mediator which kind of checks that if you have delivered and the client hasn't paid, so they'll make sure that the client pays through their credit card. So now the industry has actually evolved so much that the issues like how will I be paid or will the payment be guaranteed and stuff like that is not much of an issue.
Do we have
Unless-
PayPal over here now?
Yeah.
We don't. We
So
don't.
then?
So it's an issue.
But the thing is that PayPal is no longer the party.
Only option.
Yes, there are others as well. There's Payoneer, there's TransPay. So there are a bunch. So what I'm saying is that the industry has evolved a lot. So the issues that they were there for like a couple of years back, that how would you be paid, would the payment be guaranteed and stuff
So
like that.
basically all
are
the
no
things your
longer there.
parents used to say to you, like everything's null and void now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So then there's no excuse. Literally, there are excuses now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then, so now,
Where there's a will, there's
how
a
can
way.
all of those people who are interested to learn from you guys how can they contact you now?
So I would actually recommend them before even contacting us. I would actually
He's like,
recommend
whoa,
them.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah.